of the Canberra Model Shipwright Society, and have been for longer than I think. But
so what's going on today? We've got an expo.
yes, this is our annual event, around about the same time every year. And I should firstly acknowledge Mount Rogers Public School, who've hosted this for more years than I care to think, so their generosity helps us to do this.
Oh, fantastic! How many kits? Well, these are not really kits, are they? They're sort of, well, they are, but they're not. A lot of it is a lot of very difficult scratch-built work, and people doing woodwork and rigging and various other things.
Well, there's a lot of scratch built. There's also a lot of kits, and there's also a lot of modified kits. So we run the gamut of.
But to distinguish, most of these are not plastic model kits. They're all wood model kits.
Yeah, there was a time when to mention the word plastic in the Shipwright Society would have you hung, drawn, and quartered. But I don't believe that. I think our motto is. Striving for perfection, and it doesn't say anything about the medium that you should use. So
I think there are some very specific skill sets, working on ships, and I think there are also skills that we share, across multiple disciplines. So people that are building dioramas, and people that are building train sets and carriages and doing research, and then people who are building World War II planes, and people building other things. They all sort of come together. The designs are similar. In some cases, materials can be similar, but crafting skills like painting and sketching and doing all of those, scribing and doing all those sorts of things.
I think this is a great opportunity for us because we've got our friends at ACT Scale Modelers, we've got Task Force 72, we've got the Canberra Model Boat Club, and it's the one time of year we can all share ideas and...
exactly right. Yeah.
And we're not all sort of string and bits of cloth now.
So, is it the same time every year?
Pretty much.
Roughly the same time. And so today, anyone can come down here and have a look. So is there a fee for entry?
Well, we do. We charge only $5 for entry, and that basically covers our expenses.
Right. Yeah. I am showing some of what's here.
Yes,
but
step out of the way.
Yeah.
You can see better things than me, I can tell you.
It's some of the work here is very impressive. But the road down the back here, just out of curiosity, Bob.
Yes.
Are they RC-based ships?
Most of them are, yes.
Right.
Task Force 72.
Task Force 72, that's right, yeah.
They sail most of these.
I mean, we've got, amazing work right in front of us. If you could stand beside that, just to give an idea of scale for people.
Well, I'm 1-to-1 scale.
And that gives an idea of just how large some of these exhibits are. Quite beautiful. I didn't mean you, Bob. Although someone might think so. Just looking at some of the other kits. There's quite a lot of them. And
this gentleman here is from the Sydney Model Shipbuilding.
From Sydney?
Club, yes.
Right, okay.
We work very closely together, but as you can see, it's beautiful work that Janos does.
Janos, yeah, okay. And
all scratch built.
Wow, that's it's one thing. I'm hoping this sort of gets across well for people that are watching this live stream. But really, if you get a chance to come and have a look at these, much better in person. That's that's exceptional work. I can only imagine how much skill it takes to actually do something like that.
We encourage visitors, quite obviously, but we also are always seeking members for our society anyway. So anybody who really thinks they'd like to come along, look us up on the web and send us a line.
Well, thank you very much, Bob, for your introduction.
Thank you, Tristan.
It's fabulous show, and this is something that's I think very underrated by people in Canberra, people would be surprised coming here just how much they enjoy seeing these kids.
Well, we like to think so, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks very much, and
Thank you, Tristan. Yep.
and I'm going to scoot off and just have a talk with I think either Mark or Michael about. Talk to Michael about his stuff. Yep. And there's certainly a lot of people enjoying the show. So
Absolutely. Yes.
all right.
Thanks
Thank you very
again.
much, sir. I might actually Michael's over here. I might come and annoy Michael.
You're on.
Hello, Michael. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. It's such a good and amazingly, so many good conversations happening here. It's
Well-
great. People coming from all sorts of directions of modelling and doing
Oh,
all
yeah.
sorts of things, and old friends meeting and
Well, that's the fabulous thing about having a few skills in a particular area, and then demonstrating them, bringing that to people, and having people enjoy the end result.
yeah.
That's fantastic, and then we can talk with other people about that and be on the same wavelength about some of the things that you
How did
achieved.
you do that? What's the story behind that one?
Yes.
And so on.
And on that subject, let's walk over this way, sir. So what I'm going to do is come over to what you've built. I keep forgetting the mic. I'm coming over to what you built,
Okay,
Mike.
sorry, let
Michael.
me keep near the mic. Here
Yes.
we go. Right.
Now, feel free to hold the...
I can hold that, no problem. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So, what can you tell us about this particular ship here?
Okay, well, bring the camera around here, and you can see here. Can it show that?
Yes. Hopefully.
Hopefully, it can show that. Okay.
There's a little bit of reflection.
There we go.
It's probably not coming up all that well.
That's enough. That's enough. You
Why
can
don't
see
I
it there.
just lift this
Yeah.
up?
There we go. You can see that. So that's a cutting from 1942, September 1942, when a whole lot of refugees, well, we would what now call refugees, they were internees, arrived from Britain to Woolloomooloo, and most of them were Jewish, and had escaped from Germany to Britain, but they had German passports, and the British government didn't know quite what to do with them. They were technically enemy aliens because they had German passports.
I see.
So they did the usual British thing, and they deported them. Danera had taken the Australian AIF to Britain, right? And she was empty on the way back. So the British did the usual thing, and they sent them their problem off to Australia. And that was the photograph that you just saw that they took. But the Sydney Jewish Museum has an exhibit of memorabilia. They were sent from there to a refugee camp, and then they weren't imprisoned. And some of them joined the Australian Army afterwards, and some of them and did all sorts of things. Anyway, this model is being built for the museum,
Oh, I see. Okay.
right? And it's going to go, when it's finished, it'll go with all the memorabilia of this group. So I'm really quite proud of it.
So this is, how would you say, it's all scratch built?
It's all scratch built,
Right.
and it's built actually from the original drawings of the ship. And this is a very short wharf. It's the whole wharf. It's got the whole wharf and it's got the whole train. So when it's finished, we've got drawings of all of it. When it's finished, it will be a pretty good replica of that whole moment.
Right.
So that's the story of that one.
So,
So that's that immigration.
how long has it taken you to...
Well, it's taken about a year and a bit to get to that, and I hope to finish it by next Easter. That's
Okay.
that's that story.
So what's still yet to?
Oh, well, it's just, well, you can see the bits that are coloured properly
Oh, yeah.
are finished. The rest are a mock-up
Yeah.
of it.
Oh, I see. Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But I just brought it down to show, and the sea will be dark. Will be, it's a mock-up of where it will be finally.
I
The
see.
bits that are finished, you can see, are the hull and those bits.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually comes out really
Okay.
well. Wow.
So that's that bit of Australian deporting.
So what was the name of the ship?
She was called Dunera,
Dunera.
and they made a film called The Dunera Boys about it.
Ah, right.
But of course, just along there is the first bit of European immigration, which is Sirius, which is this one. So this is Sirius, and she's shown on the day that she went round from Botany to Port Jackson.
Ah, I see.
So she's shown as she was, and she arrived a few days later in Port Jackson. You can see she's just downloading stuff onto the boats to take off to the shore. So that's that model.
Beautiful work.
And if you want to come on the other side, over there,
Yeah.
there's in the middle, instead of convicts, this one, Orient, was the first ship that brought large numbers of migrants at a time to Australia. So she was, after the Suez Canal got built, you'd halve the time to get it. So people decided you'd make a lot of money out of bringing people out to Australia, and the government subsidised it. So this could take 700 at a time.
Wow.
And it went through the Suez Canal because it had just been opened, right? And she was basically steam with a bit of auxiliary sail. So I've shown her going through the Suez Canal. So this is an Arab dhow on the Sea of Aden. And the sea is a bit muddy, but that was 1879. But she could take 700 at a time. So this was sort of, big stuff. So that's three bits of immigration, all together,
Wow, absolutely.
and all to the same scale.
And that's scratch built as well.
They're all scratch built.
1 to 600.
And they're all built from the original drawings of the ship.
Ah, I see.
Of the
Okay.
ships.
Wow. So how long did this one take you?
That was about a year and a bit. Yeah.
Right, right.
Sirius took about 2.5, 3 years, and Dunera will have taken about 2 years.
Yeah, it does add up, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
but it's not like you're spending every single waking hour working
No,
on
they're
it,
about
but,
1,000 hours each, so across a year.
Yeah, and so it's fairly consistent work.
It's probably
and,
about about 10 hours a week, I suppose. Say 2 or 3 evenings a week. It's probably across time.
When it starts to really take shape, it must be delightful.
Oh, it's lovely. It's a good moment. You stop and you just look for a bit. You take a break and you think, oh, I've managed to get this far. That's really good.
Yeah, exactly right.
Sometimes you think, oh, that bit's not good enough. I'm going to have to redo it.
So the scratch building that you've done, so the materials, are they all wood, or have you got like cardboard and
Almost any,
plastic and
almost
a little bit of
everything.
everything?
They're absolute mongrel. The basic hulls are timber, and that's usually an American timber called basswood, which is quite soft, but they used to use it for pattern making.
Right.
Then plastic, wood, paper, wire, nickel chrome wire, pins, almost everything you can, almost anything. My workshop was full of small pieces of, different
You
materials.
have to think outside the square sometimes.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe.
how can I make one of those? And I can make it in this. No, it doesn't work. Let's try it in that, and let's try it. But there's no rules to it.
No, it's like I think at one point I needed a hose inside a Spitfire.
Yes.
Breathing apparatus.
Yeah.
The breathing mask.
Yep.
And it clips to one side next to the pilot.
Yep.
And when you open up the door of the Spitfire, you can see the hose clipped on the opposite side.
Yep.
Well, the kit didn't come with it.
Yes.
So I had to figure out what's the right size and diameter, and
Yes.
after much looking around, I discovered I can do this with a paper clip. And it's that sort of scratch.
Was it a
building.
flexible hose?
It was, but what I did is I bent the paper clip into shape to make it look as if it was flexible, and then I just sanded back, painted over the top.
No, I get that.
Put the ribs in, and before you know it,
You've got, yeah.
can't really tell.
And that's the fun,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's when it's satisfying.
Yeah, that's right.
Just gluing the correct piece pre-made into position is okay, but it's not nearly as much fun as when you've worked out, and working out how to do it is and then building a few prototypes, will that work, and all the above.
Yeah, exactly right.
You're absolutely right.
Michael, look, it's been absolutely
Lovely.
fantastic.
Go and talk to
talking
other
with you
people.
today. I am going to go and annoy other people during
Enjoy the day.
But it's like, this has been great, and thank you. Like, I love your work. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Michael. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Who do we have here?
It's
How you
Mark.
going?
Mark from the ACT SMS. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Sorry, it's live stream, so you have to forgive me if I, zoom in way too close.
Yep,
to your
no, it's
face.
okay. I'll just keep my nose down so I don't look up it.
How have you been enjoying the show?
Yeah, it's good. No, it's good. I've been here a few years, and no, it's great. And the club comes out and supports it, but just the detail and the build on some of these models is just next level. It's an unbelievable art and a skill. So always good to come out and see it.
It's great, isn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, just the amount of skill and dedication that people have, and they're all different types of skills at play.
Yeah.
You've got sanding and woodworking, and you've got ironworks, and you've got strangely, for a boiler, for example, on one of the ships. You've got scratch building of all different types of things. Plastics and...
Yeah. The thing I find fascinating is sometimes the level of research, like the cross sections. And there's another one over there, the cross sections. The level of research and just attention to detail, and it really brings a model to life. It looks alive in some ways, in that you can see, you look at these and they're beautiful, but these, show how you lived and worked, and just the level of research into them and the detail and the different timbers and, metals, etc. It's beautiful pieces of work. So
it's sort of like the attention to detail and making sure that Inner Scout represents what was there.
Yeah.
But even what gets to me always is not just the amazing woodwork, but also the craftsmanship and the rigging and the just the attention to detail in amongst all of that research.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what you say. When you're talking about someone who goes all out to find out, what did this do? What was the purpose of this? How long was it in service or in existence? What was it made of? And things like what materials? How do I represent this where it's relatively accurate?
yeah.
And people go to a large degree here. We're not talking simple or easy, and certainly I think working with wood
It's hard.
It's
a skill.
Is amazing.
It's a skill,
itself.
yeah. There's a couple that really struck me though, around. I think this one over here is a beautiful, just the carving and detail on this one over here. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I heard just over this, Bob, who's one of the organisers of this event, was just talking about this just earlier.
Yeah, just the detail and the skill, it's just magnificent. Far more patience and skill than I'll ever have. And this is beautiful.
People are sort of missing out who are not here. There's a live stream here to record a little bit of it for posterity.
Yep. There's another one up here I was particularly taken with. It's different.
Wow.
Just the dockyard, the shipyard scene. It's just
Lots of beautiful ships.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I particularly like this one because it's
the
just
shipyard,
it's just alive, and it's it fits the theme, but it's different, and it just shows you a different side of the whole shipbuilding nautical industry.
wow. think of the work that's just like gone into this.
Yeah. It's all the scratch-built ones, it's the research and the attention to detail and the, building them from scratch. They're particularly impressive.
So Grant Dale built this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've talked with him a couple of times before. Interesting fellow. But yeah, just there's a little bit of a reflection from my camera, unfortunately, in this live stream. Yeah, all the materials and just the way this dock looks. I mean, yeah, level of detail and lots of fun, obviously, being built the way it was.
Now another one, I've actually got this one. So I've got this one at home. And I've taken lots of photos because I got most of the way through it. I got the hull done and the mast done and all the deck fittings done. And they were in the middle of a removal and they lost the instructions. The box that the instructions were in were lost.
Oh no.
And of course I cannot find them online. If anyone knows where they are online, I'd be very appreciative.
Well, this is Bob's. So
Bob Evans, yep.
Yeah, so maybe ask him.
Yeah.
You might have it.
I'm at the rigging stage now and I've taken heaps of photos, but without the instructions, rigging is next to impossible. So it's sitting there waiting for me one day to find the manual.
Bob has achieved the next to impossible then.
Yep.
By the looks of things, and just looking at, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't pretend to know everything about it, but you can see when something is just crazy interesting.
Yeah, I like some of the more modern subjects as well because you've got the Bismarck and the hood over there, and you can buy them in plastic. They're quite relatively common to buy, but just seeing them, a different scale, a different build.
Let's have a look over here. Wow, okay.
These are good as well, the card models.
Oh wow. So Jeff Eastwood built these. Now what I heard is that he built these in his youth. Now I don't know at what age. Does that mean when he was at school maybe? I don't know, but there's so many of them. And really nicely detailed. Not over the top, mind you, but
Very effective at representing what they are.
I would say they're very, very neat, very nice work. Like it's not over the top, but it's got just a nice level of detail, and they look like they're probably fun. They give you that feeling of, I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, akin to just about every single, hobby. Is when you get really into it and you're passionate about it. This sort of level of skill is quite impressive for someone who was probably quite young.
Yeah, no, they're nice. They're nice kids.
Yeah.
Very well there.
So, what do you think of the Shipwrights Expo so far?
Yeah, it's good. It's just the skill and the quality that they've put on here. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable skill. Dedication, patience, and the use of different metals.
Like this. Yeah. This is actually a working boiler.
Yeah.
It actually works.
Yeah.
And it's all like you look at the deck. All that wood had to be chopped up to size, fit perfectly, be glued together, and then sanded back, and then polished.
Yeah.
And had to be done, without warping and all of those sorts of things. Can't imagine how much work that was.
It's all the other materials, cloth and rope and cordage and metals and fiberglasses. Using so many different materials.
They actually have, working steam engine, basically. Wow.
Yeah, nice.
What people do, right?
Yeah. I thought this was interesting with the watermelons on it.
And here's the Bismarck.
Yeah.
Nice. The gentleman Warwick Riddle built this one.
Yeah.
And if you want to see this, then you come to the Shipwrights Expo. There's a website online, and you should be able to find local school here in Melba.
Melba, yep.
And there's a few visitors now. And what
That's beautiful.
a huge amount of work.
Yeah.
Something like this. I mean, it's big in size, but it's also impressive the level of detail for that size. Yeah. So someone's very, very dedicated to making sure they get that one done.
Yeah.
Well, Warwick is, I should say. And
And just a difference in scale between,
Oh yeah. I mean, we've got ships that
similar representations of ships.
are tiny, but then when you look at the whole thing, huge ship versus tiny ships.
Yep.
It was from Bruce Kirk, that one there.
Yes.
And won't go through every single thing. I think we probably might finish it up there.
Yep.
And Mark, look, it's been absolutely
Pleasure.
fantastic. Thank you for
it's always a good day here.
doing a bit of a walk along with me and having
Thanks.
a look at what's here at the show. And I think there's another live stream tomorrow, but for now I think that's where we'll finish it. I hope everyone has enjoyed the live stream online, and we look forward to having another live stream here at the Shipwrights Expo in Canberra.
Okay.